Alright, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to say Kalam Leo, Bashimasha, Bashimaka Gudash. Double honors and the levels of the apostles, great millstone, GMS, who do rule and teach well. Going into sirach 16. Design now a multitude of unprofitable children, now that delight in ungodly sons. Right, we know in this time, similar to what Jeremiah was told in like Jeremiah 17 or 16, I think. Might have been 17. Don't have children in this place. Right now, of course, it's twofold because back then you were doing drink offerings and all kinds of satanic shit. Was the valley of Gehenna, right, where they were sacrificing children to Moloch, babies to Moloch. Throwing them to the fire. They were doing a lot of abominable shit. The groves, drink offerings. A lot of abominable shit, right? And it's the same thing that's going on now, right? Men doing fucking, doing shit with other men, with women, men and women together, and orgies and shit. And they call 2-mans and 3-mans, 4-mans, 5-mans. It's like, all right, running trains. This is the type of shit that goes on, right? So this isn't really the time or the place to be making children and trying to be what do they call them? What do brothers call it, man? A Martin Israelite? No, it was another one. Fuck, this thing's from like a sitcom, man. I think it was called Family or some shit. I'm not really into sitcoms, but I know about Martin. You don't want to be. Well, Martin had no kids, but you don't want to be like a family man or whatever, man. But they multiply, rejoice not in them, except the fear of the Lord be with them. Right? So you got all these kids, right? Yeah, but you can't really rejoice in them like that. I mean, they're your kids, but what if they don't want to learn the truth from you? If they want to do their own thing? What if you can't work things out with the mom, and now the kid live over with the mom, right? Learn all kinds of dumb shit. Trust not thou in their life, neither respect their multitude, for one that is just is better than 1,000, and better is to die without children than to have them that are ungodly, right? Now, I mean, Scripture says, spare the rod, and you hate the child, but when you beat your kid, it shows that you love them. But we live in different times today, so use discretion, because you got the CPS and shit, right? But don't take what I say as advice. I don't have kids. I mean, I say beat that ass, right? By one that have understanding shall the city be replenished, but don't take that as my advice. You use discernment. You handle that. If you have kids, you handle your kids. I'm not teaching you how to handle your kids. It's you. The kindred of the wicked shall speedily become desolate, right? For one that have understanding shall the city be replenished, but the kindred of the wicked shall speedily become desolate. Yeah, and look, they're speedily becoming desolate as we speak, man. Right? One have understanding shall the city be replenished. Right now, everything's gonna be replenished under us. Right? Everything is gonna be refreshed, because Earth is gonna basically have a reset when those missiles hit. Right? Time is gonna slow down, and things are going to get back to order. Right? Many such things have I seen with my eyes, and mine ear have heard greater things than these. In the congregation of the ungodly shall fire be kindled, and in a rebellious nation wrath is set on fire. Right? Absolutely. Because they're going to die, man. Right? And they're going to literally be set on fire by these missiles. Right? In the congregation, he that wanted for the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. He was not pacified toward the old giants who fell away in the strength of their foolishness, right? Which we're not going to go into that, but let's talk about Genesis 6, right? And they weren't giants in terms of like giants, right? That's actually not the correct term. When you go back to it, was it Napayal, which pretty much means fallen ones, right? Because they were ones that were once righteous, sons of God, but went off and started following the ways of these heathen and not obeying the Lord, right? Neither spared he the place who had lost the Jordan, but poured them for their pride. He pitied not the people of perdition, who were taken away in their sins, nor the 600,000 footmen who were gathered together in the hardness of their heart. Yet to be one stiff-necked among the people, it is marvel if he escape unpunished. For mercy and wrath are with him, he is mighty to forgive and to pour out displeasure. Absolutely. As his mercy is great, so is his correction also. He judgeth a man according to his works. Right? Everyone's going to be judged according to the works. Right? Everyone's judged according to the works as we speak. When those missiles come down and World War III come down, everyone's going to be judged according to the works. Right? The wicked, right, going to die. Right? Now, missiles get hit everywhere. Right? But the main place here in America, if your works have been, abominable, this place will be your grave. If your works have been admirable and you were, doing rightfully, the Lord is going to bless you, right? And the Lord is going to have mercy on certain individuals, right? Because, they got, and it was even in these other camps who maybe don't believe the right thing, but they're sincere, right? The Lord will have mercy on them. And I believe that some of them will be saved. Why wouldn't they be, right? I believe that, but why wouldn't they? That sounds a little too, sure. Maybe they will. I don't know, right? Because I really don't know, right? The sinner shall not escape with his spoils, and the patience of the godly shall not be frustrated. Make way for every work of mercy, for every man shall find according to his works. The Lord hardened Pharaoh, that he should not know him, that his prayerful works might be known in the world, right? Going back to Exodus, so we're going all the way back, right? He hardened his heart. Moses said, hey, let my people go. Let's say the Lord, let my people go. He said no, and that's why they'll put these plagues on him, leading all the way up to the Passover, which is why, we take that very seriously, because that's how we left Egypt, right? We didn't leave Egypt, having to slowly gather up time and rebel from the inside or anything like that. The Lord saved us and brought us out, right? And of course, that death angel that was sent out there was Yahushai, right? His mercy is manifest to every creature. He has separated his life from darkness with adamant. Say not thou, hide myself in the Lord. Shall any remember me from above? Shall I remember among so many people? For what is my soul amongst such an infinite number of creatures? Right? So don't think like that. Like, oh man, so many people out here, Lord, you gotta see me. Well, the heaven and the deep, the heavens, the deep and the earth. Right? All the heavens, you have the sky, you have firmament and everything, and then you have that firmament that covers us, the ozone layer and all that, that basically covers us from space. The deep and the earth and all that there is shall be moved when he shall visit, right? The mountain also and the foundation of the earth shall be shaken and trembling when the Lord looketh upon them, right? And he is going to visit with his chariot, right? He's going to visit through Yahushua, man, upon this place, the fathership. No heart can think upon these things worthily. And who is able to conceive his ways? No one. It's a tempest which no man can see, for the most part of his works are hidden, right? It's certain things that we're not going to be able to see, right? Things that go in the spiritual world. We can't see that. We can't comprehend that on this side. There's so many things that we don't know, and that's okay, right? Who can declare the works of his justice, or who can endure them? For his covenant is afar off, and the trial of all things is in the end. He that wants understanding will think upon vain things, and a foolish man erring imagineth follies. My son, hearken unto me and learn knowledge, and mark my words with thy heart. I was true for doctrine and weight, and declare his knowledge exactly. The works of the Lord are done in judgment from the beginning. For the time he made them, he disposed the parts thereof. Right? Of course, through Yahushua, right? He made the world through, that word, man. That's John 1:1. He garnished his works forever, in his hand of the chief of them unto all generations. Then have the work garnished his works forever, in his hand of the chief of them unto all generations. Then neither labor nor weary nor cease in their works. None of them hindereth one another, and they shall never disobey his word. Man, the angels, man. As the Lord looked upon the earth and filled it with blessings, all men and living things have they covered the face thereof. They shall return unto it again. Right? Oh, okay. Whoops, not one. So I looked it up here. He arranged everything in eternal order, right? GNT version. And decreed, this 27th verse, right? He arranged everything in eternal order and decreed that it should be that way forever. Not one part of creation never goes hungry. No part ever goes tired or stops its work. Right? The water doesn't stop waving. Right? The parts do not crowd one another and they never disobey his word. Right? So, yeah. Yeah, that's what it means. I mean, the angels too are like that, but there's other precepts about, the angels. They just out there and do the Lord's will. Calls their mighty ones to come down. They just do the Lord's will. And they don't. When God made all this, He looked at the earth and filled it with good things. He filled all kinds of creatures that die and must return to the dust. Right? They say return to it again, which in one way, if you want to say it like that, they do return back. They die and then they come back, and that's the chamber of souls. When you read, I think it's 2nd Esdras, the 4th chapter. Well, I looked here on sirach 16 just to double check. But yeah, God's works forever. His hands are the chief unto all generations. They neither labor nor worry nor cease in the work. So yeah, it is angels. I thought I remembered learning that it's angels, but in another way, and then you got Psalm 130. Another thing, right? You can read about that in 2nd Esdras too, about how it says that the water never like when the water hit the wave, when the water waves into like dirt, right? The water never exceeds the land, right? Like that, the Lord pretty much controls the world. He measures everything in the balance, right? Psalm 103:20, bless the Lord, ye his angels, excel in strength, and that do his commandments, hearken to the voice of his word, right? So that's what it is, man. The angels just do the work. They don't say no, none of that. They just operate, And that's it. And you could read all about that. I'm thinking about the one with Kings, the Council of Heaven. You can read about that one. Look at 2 Kings. Just look up 2 Kings, Council of Heaven. You can read that. You gotta read like some background if you don't know what it's talking about, but it's important. That'll be that low and fudge.